All right, here's part two. So you guys tell me, was that about the sketchiest way to unload something out of a truck or not? Thank you, old Squire, for the pulling task. Thank you, Nifty Lift, for doing the lifting. And thank you, 4x4s, for providing the anchor point. So what do we have? We have a 1975 first year offer Honda GL1000 Goldwing. These were and are affectionately referred to as naked Goldwings. Why? Because they don't come with the fairings or the hard bags or the trunk or any of that. In fact, this touring seat isn't even correct. It would have a flat seat, more akin to the one on the Twin Star. So let me try to go over this as quickly as I can because I shut the heater off for your guys' benefit. This motorcycle sat for many, 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 many years until the previous owner bought it. And when he bought it, it had 20,000 miles on it. It now has just 31,000 miles on it. And if anybody knows these Goldwings, here's your mileage. If anybody knows these Goldwings, that's very low mileage, especially for a motorcycle that's what? 75, 43 years old, right? Is my math right? So, how did I come upon it? Well, I was looking for one of three larger bikes for touring, being able to get out on the road and just kick back and enjoy myself with the ride. Was either going to be an early CB 750 four-cylinder, an early CB 900 four-cylinder, or an early GL1000 Goldwing. And this one fell into my lap. With title, and he just wanted it out of his garage. He has a Harley now. This was his rider since 2009. So I went over and I looked at it and rotated the engine over, checked that the carbs were free, and I'm almost embarrassed because, well, all right, I gave $600 for this motorcycle. How about less than half for that one? Less than half. Had some doctor bills I had to get paid, and I got the doctor bills paid. Got to the end of the month, which of course was just a couple days ago. Happy New Year's to everybody. And thought, you know what? I can do this. It's a stretch. It's a little bit of a pinch, but I can do this. So there we have a 31,000 mile GL1000. It paints in horrible shape. I mean, it looks like an alligator. It looked like it was dipped in alligator skin. And for anybody who doesn't know, this is not actually the tank. I'll show you guys here. This is just sitting on here. There's my helmet. The gas tank is actually under the seat, underneath this side cover over here. That's where your gas tank's at. There's a little tray that goes down in here, and then your air box is below the tray. Now let's get over here to the parts. I have about 9/10 of all the parts needed to reassemble and put it back to the way that it was. These won't be going on. Original shocks, original gauges, handlebars, gauges. Just missing a couple things. It did have a Vetter fairing on it, and the gentleman pulled the Vetter fairing off in order to put these ape hangers on. Well, when he did that, of course, the wires go through the handlebars on these. He cut the wires, so I will be sourcing a wiring harness for the handlebars. I'm starting to get cold, so I'm going to have to make this quick. I'll be sourcing the correct handlebars. Now, I wanted specifically a 1975 to 1977. I didn't want anything later than a 77. Why? Well, for the first 3 years of manufacture on these motorcycles, this 1100 or this 1000cc Honda Boxer or Pancake 4-cylinder had kickstart. It has a kickstart capability. Let me grab the flashlight here. And behind this cover is where the kickstart lever would reside. And in order to kickstart it, you would have to pull this cover off, pull the kickstart lever out, and then if we can get in here to see it. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. You see that little rubber cap right there? Let me just pull that little rubber cap off. There. You see that? You see that hole? That's where the kickstart goes, so that you can kickstart these bikes. How awesome is that? Now, the carburetors were rebuilt by a professional 2 years ago. I have done absolutely nothing with it and won't for quite some time. But when I do, of course, I'll bring you guys along. But I just wanted to show you guys the new addition to the Zippo Ranch. I got my touring bike, and wintertime, for anybody looking for a motorcycle, wintertime is the absolute best time to find one. Especially people that are anxious to get rid of them. They're wanting to make room for this, that, or the other thing. Oh, you notice the headlight's not there. I do have the original headlight bucket, not the Vetter headlight, which I don't care because that's not going back on. But the original headlight. The only thing I don't have is a trim ring. But everything else is there for me to tuck all of this crazy wiring back inside of it. And it might look like kind of a nightmare to you guys, but he took it apart right. The only wires that he cut were those to the handlebars because, like I say, he was going for ape hanger looks. Needs choke cable. The end of the choke cable is MIA. But everything else is working as it should, without starting it. So, barring any major issues, it should be just fine. And it does have a center kickstand, but these mufflers were put on and then welded on. And you cannot put the center kickstand down, the bipod. So just the side kickstand is all that's available. He did add running boards. And in addition to adding running boards, it also has in here the heel toe shifter. And the pads for it are here also. There's the pads for it. And I'll probably leave those running boards on just for comfort factor. Be nice, just kind of flat foot. And it's got the engine guards, and so I can put my feet up there if I need to rest or relax. And I like that it's got the engine guards in case the bike happens to lay over. These are heavy, heavy bikes. Like I say, around 700 pounds dry weight. Close to 700 pounds. Even though they don't suggest servicing the rear differential, these are shaft driven. They don't recommend servicing the rear differentials until 50,000 miles. It has already been done. This was his baby, and he brought it back to life himself with the help of some knowledgeable mechanics. And as a result, I have high hopes that, barring the paint job, that it's going to become a really nice vintage Goldwing. And like I say, it's going to stay naked. And as I'm freezing here, and as my face continues to swell because of the sinus infection that I have, it's the craziest thing, I am going to end it. But I just wanted to show you guys, there is the newest addition to the Zippo Ranch. a big monster 1975 GL1000. And that doesn't mean that the CL200 over there isn't going to get built. Doesn't mean that at all. I am probably going to pay attention to this one first just to get it running and roadworthy and safe for me to use this coming riding season. But after that, then we are going to get onto that. And I've only been out here just a short time, feeling like crap, got a cold, but I had to get this thing out of the back of the truck. So I thought, well, I'll pop the camera out. Let's see how comical it'll be to pluck it out of the back of Old Blue. But we will get back on the 7116 as soon as this cold snap breaks. Right now the wind chill is minus 20 out. Current temperature is 0 degrees. So those of you in warmer climates, appreciate what you have. And that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys hanging around with me, watching a couple parts of one, me unloading this thing, and then two, safely getting it on the ground. I was a little nervous about it, but we got it. We're in good shape. So that's it. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. And my battery's freezing in the camera, and I'm watching the percentage battery life go down. It is really cold out here. Friendly neighborhood Zippo, if you would, please give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think about the new find, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out of here.